Day 6 for the Even Realities G2 glasses and R1 ring. Now, I did miss a day in a way because I was having some troubleshooting issues with the connectivity on the glasses. When you're connecting to your phone, it seems to me that your phone does the vast majority of the processing, which makes sense. In order to keep these glasses not too bulky with technology embedded in them, some of that can be outsourced and is outsourced to the phone. I noticed when I'm using Conversate that at times the phone can even feel a little warmer when using that function. And it may just be that a lot of the processing doesn't happen in the glasses themselves. It happens in the connected device, the phone. And that makes sense. So really the glasses are a phone accessory. They can the one function I noticed persisted was the ring analytics, the biometrics that the ring was producing. There seemed to be enough processing power between, or at least enough connectivity. What it might be and what probably is, the ring, when it's connected to the phone, is able to take that data from the ring, process it, spit out the numbers, and then send it back to the ring. And so there seems to be a connection between the ring and the glasses. There seems to also be a connection between the ring and the phone and the glasses and the phone. So you've got kind of this triangle of connectivity. When the phone was not able to connect to the glasses, I lost a lot of the analytics. There was still an interface. The interface still pops up. However, I was not able to control the optics with the ring, the glass interface with the ring. So there may be some processing that still happens between there in order to navigate, but it still was bringing up the biometric data. But nonetheless, all the other functionality besides a heads-up display that was empty, other than some of the ring stuff, wasn't there. So I looked at the Bluetooth connection, and in the Bluetooth connection, it was showing that only the left side and the ring were connected, and that when I tried to connect the right arm, it was not connecting. Now, we had just had an update at that time, so I don't know if the update affected the connectivity issue or not. I did send out a I did report it through the app that I was having a problem with connectivity. They did pop up a tutorial on connectivity, and they gave me 3 options. The first was that if there's no heads-up display, you could be out of battery charge. So you need to charge the glasses. Well, that wasn't the case because I was able to get the heads-up display to pop up. So that wasn't the issue. Their next suggestion was to do the case has some type of reset function in it. So I folded up the glasses, put it in the case, and then they encourage you to plug and unplug it 3 times. So I did that, and after that, the glasses seemed to connect to software, to the phone. So everything was back up and running. So on day 4, as I review day 4, before the connectivity problems, I was able to use the Conversate function with one of my partners in my company. So this partner has a thicker accent than I'm used to at times. And so I was hoping that Conversate would help fill in the words that I maybe was having trouble understanding because of an accent. And it seemed to actually do that pretty well between what the words were saying on the display and what the person was saying on the phone. I was able to better understand the speaker. And so there's two additional functions that I think this helps with, because you've got another, even if it's an AI brain, so to speak, or processor that's trying to understand the language as well, you have yours. So you're kind of like two minds are better than one on that. And so I think that these are kind of this is the main use case that encouraged me to get the glasses, beyond the other possible functionalities. I was kind of on the fence, is it time to invest in these AR devices or not? Because of this communication issue that I was having, I said, well, if it can help me make sure I'm having better communication on the job, then it makes sense to invest in a technology that can help with those issues. I don't want to bring embarrassment or issues that I can easily solve on my end and not create an additional barrier to communication if the other person becomes apprehensive of their accent or their ability to speak in another language, right? So I think there are some real utility cases in that conversate function when your glasses have the connectivity. So I think one thing to do is do a little systems check every time you take them on and pull them off. So if you're just get done with a charge and you put them on, don't assume right away that everything is functioning as it should. You want to run through a systems check to make sure that everything's running as it should before you move on with your day, just so that way you're not stuck away from the case or away from any possible troubleshooting measures that you could do. And it was really fairly quick once I knew that was a possibility to troubleshoot them that way. Fairly quick process, but this was my first time with that connectivity issue, and it happened to be around a update in the software. So I wasn't sure why it happened. Regardless, they're back up and functioning as expected so far. I've also spent some more time going through the apps and downloading a few apps. So I'm excited to see how these applications work. I haven't had a chance to test them yet, but that is kind of a summary of day 4. Day 4 as we went into day 5. I guess I'm in day 6. I'm on day 5 or day 6. Not too many days have passed since I started using these. We're going to call it day 5 since day 4 was, pretty much a troubleshooting issue, or day 5 was. So we're going to call this day 5. Let's do that. All right. I wish you guys all your success, and hopefully you found this helpful. If you've had some troubleshooting issues, let us know in the comments. This way, if anyone else has a troubleshooting issue, they might be able to see what you did to solve the problem. All right, I wish you guys all the success.